Welcome, collectors. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Diecast Emporium. In this video, we're going to be going over an unboxing and review of several of the Matchbox basic models from the last few mixes of 2020. You may remember from my last couple unboxings, I just did really the unboxing out of the case, but I didn't really open many of those models because, as Matchbox normally does, there's only really one of several models in the case, and I am a carded collector when it comes to Matchbox basics. So, basically, in this video, I'm going to be opening up a lot of those that I didn't in the original video because I know a lot of you wanted to see a closer look of those. So, without further ado, here we go. Starting off, this is the MBX Garbage Scout. I believe this was in the third to last mix. Really kind of a cool truck. I really like this. It is a fantasy casting, but based on a real-world vehicle. It has the forks at the rear, which pick up a garbage dumpster. Doesn't really have anything functional on it in terms of, where it would go. But it is kind of a neat vehicle. You can unhook the dumpster from the back of it and it just simply slides in like this with your forks, just like that. Here's what the underside looks like. Again, MBX Garbage Scout 2019. On the door it reads 10 Matchbox Services, 1217 Garbage Scout. Again, very nice looking truck. Pretty easy to build a fleet of these if you have your own Matchbox City. Again, nice looking truck. I like those a lot. All right, next up, we'll take a look at the 33 Ford Coupe or Coupe. This was another pretty popular model within the past few mixes. It actually appeared twice, both one time each in the last two mixes. The reason for that is because it's in the very popular Moon Eyes livery. Many diecast collectors collect everything in Moon Eyes. And this rat rod or hot rod is no exception to that. So it has larger wheels in the rear, smaller ones in the front, different hubcaps, different wheels. On the side, it has the Moon Eyes logo right here, and it says powered by Matchbox. And I think it says Lazybow Route 66 on it. Obviously, Route 66 is a very famous highway here in the U.S. Really, if you or your kids have seen the Disney Pixar movie Cars, that plays a very prominent role in that movie as well. So a very nice car, very nice Moon Eyes car. I love the look of this and the color choice. And again, definitely must own if you collect everything in Moon Eyes. Okay, next thing that we'll take a look at, and I believe that this one again was pretty popular in one of the most recent mixes, and they actually had several of these in the mix. I think it was 3 at one time. 1948 Willys Jeepster in this candy apple red color, which really pops under the light. Looks very, very good. So there it is. Highlight of this for me is obviously just the paint, spare tire cover on the rear, license plate on it. On the rear again, which looks very good. Painted grille, painted headlights. As simple as they get, but if you're going to do a classic Jeep, this is the way to do it. With the old formula of, if you're familiar with KISS, keep it simple, stupid. This is it. Very basic, very professional looking. I have no idea. I'm not the foremost Jeep expert. I don't know if this was ever a factory color. But, if it was, it looks good on there. All right. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Probably the least most popular Matchbox cat. Well, maybe not the least. One of the most. The LEVC TX Taxi. Number 6 of 100. MBX City. This appeared again. I think this was one of the ones that had 3 castings in one case. And then it appeared again as a case filler in the last casting. There it is, the London Taxi. Again, not very popular here in the States because, obviously we don't have this kind of taxi here. But, unique looking nonetheless. And I'm sure it's very popular overseas. But not so much here. There is some pearlescent effect in the black paint job, which breaks up the monotony of it just being kind of flat black. London style plate on the back. Pretty sharp tampos. But other than that, again, doesn't do much for me personally. I'll tell you what does is this next one. This is the Porsche 911 Carrera Cabriolet in pearl white with a tan interior. So I mentioned when I did the unboxing video, and again, if you have not seen that unboxing video, check out the link at the top of your screen right now. I urge you to check that out first. You'll get to see every single model that was in the cases, and also it has a link that you can purchase your own case, so you don't have to hunt these down in the store. But I mentioned, I think this was last released or originally released in 1998, and for whatever reason, Matchbox brought it back for a return of this year. I'm very, very happy that the team did. Love, love, love the look of this classic Porsche, especially in this color combo. Sharp taillights, sharp headlights, and the Porsche badge on the front just absolutely looks amazing. So this company, I believe, is headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. Even in Germany, this car company is considered a luxury car brand. What a lot of people don't realize, especially here in the States, is when you go to Germany, Audi, Mercedes, those are really just everyday cars. It's like Ford and Chevrolet to us. They're not considered luxury brands over there. They're very affordable for every working class. Whereas Porsche, for example, is still considered a luxury brand, even in Germany. So a little tidbit for all the car fans that may follow this channel. But again, very nice, detailed interior. Very nice. Okay, next. This is the Polaris Slingshot. Once again, I mentioned during the unboxing of this, and I'm going to stand by it, that it reminds me, if nobody else, of a unofficial Golf livery vehicle. Golf blue with kind of the orange striping on it. I think it looks pretty good. So these three-wheelers, you don't really see too many of them around here. I mean, occasionally you might see one or two on the thruway or something. But there's actually clubs of these in some parts of the country, and you'll see them traveling in packs. But not so much around here. Especially not now, as the weather starts getting a little colder. But certainly fun little toys. Not sure they're my cup of tea, but I don't know. Might change my mind if I ever get the chance to. I don't know. Would you call this driving one or riding one? Question of the day. Technically, it's a trike. I would assume that would be riding one, but it has a steering wheel. So would it be driving one? Chicken or the egg? Interesting. All right, next. We have the MBX Trawler. So this by itself would not be particularly appealing to most of us, unless you collect trailers. But it's in the very appealing MBX livery. Or I'm sorry, MBX. National Parks livery. So every few years, and again, most of you that are watching this are Matchbox fans, so this is nothing new to you, but for the new people that are maybe looking to get into Matchbox or reintroduce themselves to Matchbox after maybe collecting it as a kid, every few years, or I should say every year, a few castings are released in reoccurring Matchbox liveries. National Parks is one. INC Construction is one. That's my personal favorite. And there's a few other ones that you'll see popping up on occasion. National Parks happens to be the most popular. So anytime anything is done in National Parks, it's usually very, very hard to find on the pegs, even if it's a less than stellar casting, such as this camping trailer. But this does have kind of somewhat of a hidden feature, and that's this top part here. It looks like it's a canoe or boat or something. Can pop right off. So just be aware of that if you are planning to display your model, or if you have small children around, that it is potentially a choking hazard. So just be aware of that. On the back, the license plate reads Nat Parks, National Parks US 1076, and again, just a fake little National Parks badge. Pretty nice little casting. All right. Moving on. Let's take a look at the Animal Control 2010 Ford Animal Control truck. We've seen this released very recently in a very similar livery, but this is different. It is not the same. And it doesn't want to stay on our little spinny table. So it's got a dog and a cat on the door. The whole thing, for the most part, the cab, the animal housing, or the body of the truck, that's all plastic. The windshield that makes up the lights and the insert, that's all plastic as well. What this does have going for it is that if you are an HO collector, you can assimilate this into your collection or your layout very, very easily, as it scales down to HO scale just about perfectly. Doing a wheel swap, repaint, all that should be pretty easy, rather. Again, because it scales out just about right. So that's what this does have going for it, if you are a proper scale model collector or a model railroader. In terms of the Matchbox world, it's nice to have a different casting. Certainly a very specialized vehicle that serves one purpose. All right. Next, this is another one that appeared in 2 different cases this year, which again is very unique and doesn't happen that often with Matchbox, again, because normally there are not duplicates. Everything in a case is usually case-specific to that case, but things are a little bit different this year. This is the 2009 Jeep Renegade in kind of this, I don't know, I'll call it like a lime green. I like it. Pops. It does remind me of a Jeep Renegade factory color. Also a very, very popular and well-received model this year. Nice tampering of the grille, Jeep logo up here. Insert is all plastic. The actual body itself is die-cast with a plastic base, and then you have the Jeep dealer license plate on the back. Pretty well done. Speaking of greenish vehicles, for those of us that are old enough, let's check out this little beauty here. So this actually I picked up in the Matchbox Power Grabs. This is the Mini Cooper Mr. Bean car. Again, based on the show. And this is the little thing that it comes in. I personally like these Power Grabs. I don't find them very often. They're pretty difficult to get around here. But yeah, they're really fun. In terms of the Mini Cooper, very nice. Very simplistic. It's got the license plate, black hood, the right color as close as they could get to it. Die-cast piece, plastic base. It's simple. It's good. It's not overdone. I like it. Yes, it would be nice if we can get some chrome bumpers on some of these vehicles that really have chrome bumpers. But for a $1 car, what more do you want? All right. What I'd like to show you now are the MBX Cycle Trailers. And I actually have both variations to show you. Again, most of you that collect Matchbox are well aware of this, but there's 2 versions of this. So there's the motorcycle version, right here. And I think, this is the easier version to find. This is what I've seen on the pegs. The harder version to find is the chopper version, which I also found in the Power Grabs, and not yet on the pegs, which is right here. Here's the chopper version. So we'll put those 2 together, just so you can see the main difference between the 2. Obviously, to the naked eye, very, very noticeable differences. But the problem is, when you look at the Power Grab boxes, there's no way to differentiate which version is in the box. So, unless there's a hidden code somewhere that I haven't been able to pick up, they have just the motorcycle version on the picture of both boxes. So, there were 2 in the Power Grabs box. I bought both of them with the hopes that there would be one of each in it, and it just worked out that there were one of each in the box. So again, I don't know if that's the assortment for the Power Grabs, if it's like that in every single Power Grabs box, or if I just got uber lucky for once in my life. But that's the truth. That's how it worked out. Again, important to emphasize, I've seen the motorcycle version, this version on the pegs everywhere. I have yet to see one of these on the pegs anywhere. So there you have it. Again, bikes do not come off, which would have been cool because there's plenty of space on the other side to fit the other bike, and it just would have been cool to have both bikes on one trailer. But again, it is what it is. All right, one of my favorite Matchbox models of all time is this one right here. Again, found in the Power Grabs. This is the International Armored Car or Armored Truck. It's also one of my favorite Matchbox models to customize into full-out, highly detailed HO models because it scales out almost perfectly into an HO model. So, this is in the Mattel Federal Credit Union livery. I believe this was originally released somewhere around 98, 99, somewhere in there. They stopped having it in the lineup for a number of years. And just recently, within the past 5-6 years, it's come back, and I'm very happy that it has. I love this casting. It's always been well detailed. I mean, even as much as to cast the International logo here, and then the locking doodad, whatever you call that, maintenance lock for the hood. And check out all the casting detail as well. And that's always been there. And back in the day, this used to be an all-metal piece. So the base was metal, the top was metal. Again, back in the 90s when everything else was better in the world too. This used to be a predominantly metal piece. But still, with it being half metal, half plastic today, it's still a rockin' piece. So, that's the International Armored Truck, part of the MBX City Series, again, also found in the Power Grabs. All right, let's move on to the last three models that I'm going to show you. 1968 Dodge D200, number 65 of 100. Another favorite among many, myself included. This was first released last year. Now it's back this year in black. Super awesome truck. Lifted, obviously. They have hit it out of the park this year with that black, flat, dark black paint with the red pinstripe. Just looks absolutely incredible. They could not have made this thing look any more awesome, other than the fact that it doesn't want to stay on our little spinny table. But yeah, this thing is nice. Now, last year, I remember this thing being so hard to find, at least around this area. It was nearly impossible to find on the pegs, just as hard as it was to stay on our little spinny table here, for whatever reason that is. But this year, at least in my experience, it's been much easier to find. So we're going to get him off before he takes a tumble for the third time. But that's the Dodge pickup. Okay, last two models. Far and away my favorite of this year. So again, this was first released last year. This is the Mercedes-Benz S123 wagon. We've seen it this year in orange as part of the Target exclusive set. Last year it was in a pretty ugly green color, if I'm honest. Now we have it in a much better representation color of blue. License plate on the back, Mercedes logo. Just looks incredible. I don't know if I have over here. I might have last year's. Hold on. Yes, I do. All right. So here's last year's. This year's. Last year's. So there's the two of them. Both together. I don't know. I gotta say, in my opinion, It's pretty easy which one's better. The blue one. Again, the Target set had a bright orange one. And yeah, I gotta say the blue one's better. I thought I had the orange one over here too. I guess not. Guess that one's MIA at the moment. Oh well. All right, down to the last piece, the last one to show you guys. This is the 2015 Mercedes-Benz G550, also known as the G-Wagon. Last year we saw it in purple. Previously to that, we saw it in the Mercedes-Benz 5-pack in this kind of red scheme as well. This year, keeping consistent with the Mercedes color. Stay up there, please. Thank you. We see it in this awesome metallic blue finish. There you go. There's all three of them. Gotta say the blue one out of the three thus far is probably my favorite. Red, probably second. Purple, probably third. But they're all pretty good looking. And if you look, even the spare tires have detail on them. Let's get these two out of the way. There's the blue one. All right, collectors, that'll conclude this Matchbox showcase video. You guys let me know down in the comment section below which has been your favorite Matchbox basic model of the 2020 year. It can be anything. I'm just very interested to see if it's been any of these or if it's been something early on in the year in the previous cases. Again, I would encourage you to order your cases of Mattel products from my good friends at jcardiecast.com. Great people, no hassle, extremely fast shipping. Avoid all the crazy lines and everything that's going on in the world by hunting these down in stores. Just visit them. I strongly encourage you to do so. It's so much easier, trust me. And again, let me know down in the comment section below which of these is your favorite Matchbox model. Until next time, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next review.